Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Hamilton American Classics Pan-Europ Automatic. You can see this Pan-Europ, vintage inspired, and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally full pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this model, inspired by a 1971 original built by the American Hamilton Watch Company, is fun-loving, modern-sized, but very vintage in character. This is one for just about everyone to enjoy, starting with those who are, like me, slight of forearm. So though my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, I can easily wear this 42mm watch. You can see that the cushion style of the case, also vintage inspired, means it sits evenly with no hot spots or pressure points. 42mm across the broad of the case. It's only 46mm from lug to lug, meaning that it is very compact across the wrist, which is where a watch really shows its stripes with regard to fit and feel. So even if your wrist is very compact, even 13.5 centimeters in circumference, just look at how much spare space I've got on both sides. You could easily wear this watch with security and the appearance of proportion and style. Now in terms of thickness, it is very compact. 12mm, you can see the slope of the case flank and the bezel allows it to easily help a tighter sleeve to ramp up and over. So if you want to wear this with tight sleeves, formal sleeves, you're good to go. The watch is very compatible in that respect. Now you'll also note that the strap is an impressive piece. Although it has the look of a vintage synthetic core foam from the early 70s, it's not made of synthetics as those predecessors were. This one is actually made of calfskin leather. You can see it's thick, robustly styled to be vintage evocative, but modern in its fit, finish, and materials. Also very modern, and unlike the original, you have a high-quality twin-trigger deployant clasp. So the twin triggers ensure it's not friction fit, it can't accidentally pop open. Plus, once it's open, you see that it has a minder system, such that any excess strap passes underneath the strap buckle. So there's no excess strap showing when it's buckled, and there are no minder loops to clutter the strap itself. Handsome and effective, it's paired with a watch to match. You can see the C case, cushion-shaped, 1970s style with a beautiful polished bevel, satin case flanks, satin lug tops, polish around the flanks of the bezel. You'll also note that the bezel, a unidirectional rotating type, which I took the liberty a moment ago of aligning with the minutes hand, gives you effectively an analog chronograph of sorts where you can align the triangular index with the minute hand and then time an interval between 0 and 60 minutes. So very useful in between meetings or timing presentations. Moreover, you'll note that the use of color really enlivens this vintage inspired watch. Of course, American style red, white, and blue, because Hamilton historically was an American watchmaking name. You'll also note the depth of the dial swooping down through that serrated rayhaut, each of the serrations featuring an inserted and high polished hour index, to a base that perhaps better than any other part of the watch reflects the spirit of fun embodied in this retro timepiece. You can see it's a beautiful sunburst blue that's exceptionally reactive in light, and it's punctuated by white and red accents. Once again, this is one to wear on the 4th of July, or if you simply like the fun and elan that comes with a colorful watch, every other day of the year. Now the day-date complication is very practical, perhaps the most practical complication, and it does benefit from a double quick set. You'll also note that when I pull the crown out, I hack the balance, stopping the seconds. Now I can precisely synchronize to a known accurate reference time. And on the case back, we see Hamilton's customized ETA 2824 known as the H30. Now you can see some of the conventional 2824 elements. You can see the bidirectional rotating winding system with its twin reversing wheels, characteristic of the 2824. You can see the balance cock, this one operating at 3 Hz, not 4 Hz, the better to extend the conventional 2824's 38-hour power reserve to an impressive 80. So this watch can actually go better than 3 days between windings. And of course it has all of the underlying qualities of the tank tough 2824. This is a bidirectional winding, smooth and long-legged 25 joule automatic with a little bit of exclusivity too, as you don't see that watch caliber sold out to other brands outside the Swatch group. It's not a customer caliber that can be sold generically and white labeled. You're only going to find it on Swatch watches. And Hamilton is part of the Swatch group, but even though it's one of the entry-level brands, nevertheless the aesthetic of this watch packs enough of a punch to compete with the likes of Longines and, dare I say, even Omega. A handsome, versatile, and charming watch. This is one for the connoisseurs, but also those who just appreciate a finely styled and nicely built, well-appointed modern timepiece. You can see it and you can purchase it on our website.